Alright, so for the install process, there's a few things I need to tell you beforehand. One, there will be some settings you have to tweak in once you spawn in your new game. Two, make sure you actually follow along with like the settings that I explained to do for for certain mods that you install. All right. So, lastly, um, the mods are optional because they can cause some stuttering. And if there's any changes to the anything in the list, I'll try to put them in the description or comments. And I the list will constantly be changing because I try to improve upon it and improve performance. All right. So again, download these two. Then, in once you have them, I would put them on a desktop or somewhere easily accessible. You're gonna go to your pre-requirements, and first things first, uh, you're gonna download your Mod Organizer 2, and once you finish that setup, you're gonna create a new instance. You're gonna create a global instance for New Vegas. If you have Steam, do Steam, GOG, GOG, and Epic Games, you do the Epic Games. I'm just gonna name it New Vegas. I would suggest using this profile-specific saves and stuff. You're gonna clear the read-only flag, and it should look like this. You're gonna need the full DLCs for all of them. Okay, to start out with you're gonna want to learn the Control M, because is that's the shortcut for installing mods. You're gonna want to note that all your saves are stored in the saves, and you can delete them from here. It's easier to manage. Plugins you can only have a maximum of 254, or else the game will not start. And there's no limit to mods, however. Certain mods come with plugins, certain ones don't need them. And yeah, uh, real quick, I'm going to switch over to the finished instance to show you the quick bindings you need to do, the quick things. Yes. It's important that you learn these bindings because, well, just because it'll help with the gameplay. And actually, one of them will fix a glitch that I don't know how to start with it active. If I figure that out, then that's great. But you're gonna want to go to tweaks, search up her, and make sure you activate no turning animals. And after that, it's gonna want you to restart the game for it to work. Also, during your first time when you first launch it after you set up all the mods, it will have you restart it once for get one of the mods working. Alright. So what you're gonna want to do is go to your mod configuration menu, for B42 melee bash, you're gonna want to bind to F. For drop mag, this is an optional thing, but drop live ammo on partial reloads is something you can do, which I think is more realistic and immersive. B the check, I would have you put as the check key I would suggest binding to X or I. You gotta do X, however. And enhanced movement, you're gonna press use any, click to load, and once you do that, you're gonna save your game. And finally, for the WMX, you're gonna want to click uninstall menu in Pip-Boy, and then it's gonna have you save your game and restart to save those changes. After that, you're good to go for the rest of your playthrough. Also, I want to note that with the LOD mods, you can in fact see as far as, like, you can see all of this. It is very, very neat. And, yeah. But little stutters like that just now are what can occur. It's not horrible, it's very easy to manage, but it depends on what you're willing to deal with. And, let's see if I can get it to happen one more time. Wait, did it just happen? Well, I actually did not notice. Yeah, like this. See, it's not bad. And I think, it's, it's not noticeable if you're not really paying attention. Also, this is a glitch I'm working on fixing. So be patient with this. Again, check the comments and description if there's anything changes to what you need to do for installation and whatnot. Otherwise, I'll just update the list. Anyways, some cool things I've done for this I can explain now is one, I took out the sound for whenever you raise the weapon with the mod that does that. Mostly because the sound it's a little click and it's very annoying. And with the sprint mod, it just makes you the click happens a lot. Second, I combined a lot of texture packs into one. So like the Radiant Muck, I think, the Ojo Bueno Performance one, and I think it's like Sandstone Desert or something like that. I don't remember. I'm really sorry. Also, lastly, uh, props to the modders who make these mods. I This pack was just meant for me personally to use in case like I ever just delete it accidentally and just need to install it really quick. I made it for ease of installment, so it's more streamlined. That's why this exists. I did not put any credits for the modders. I might try to do that in the future. I just don't have much time nowadays. But credits to them, like all props to them. I would suggest searching up the modders and just looking at their stuff because like it's amazing what they can do for this game. It's a modern game at this point. And yeah, that's it for now. Now let's get back to the installation. Alright, beforehand, you want to go NVIDIA control panel. And once it's open, you're going to go Manage 3D Settings. You're going to go to Program Settings. You're going to add Fallout New Vegas if it's not here. You're not going to do the launcher. You're going to do the EXE. And make sure it's on your good processor. And then you're going to want to switch the power management mode to prefer maximum performance and the max frame rate to 72 FPS. The reason you're locking it to 72 FPS is because its engine can really only be stable within this range. It cannot anywhere past here 72 FPS can cause some physics glitches and just problems like that. And you can, in fact, activate VSync, I think. I haven't done that just yet because I'm not sure, and it's still fine either way. But yeah. All right. So this is what the full list is going to look like once you're done. And all right, I'm gonna switch over to the installation. Also, this version of Mod Organizer was specifically made for New Vegas. Comes with the Viva New Vegas mod list or mod pack setup, which I did build this off of. Okay, first things first, you're gonna want to go to your pre-requirements. You're gonna go Steam, go to New Vegas, Manage, Browse local files, and here you're gonna do a few things. First, you're going to go New Vegas script extender. You're gonna drag it out. See, I already have everything set up, so it's gonna want me to replace them. I'm still gonna replace them. Uh, Drag them out to this folder. You're gonna go to DXVK. You're gonna drag it out here. I'm actually not sure which folder it needs to be installed in, so I'm gonna install it in a few folders just to be safe, because it is an important mod. And there we are. After that, you're going to do data, drag it out here, and this is basically like decompressed versions of the game files that are that reduce some stuttering and improve some performance of the base game. And let's see. You're gonna definitely press replace, and after you're gonna go Discord Rich Presence next, and drag it out here. All right, and then the 4 GB patcher. Now drag it here again. Then you're gonna run it as administrator and do what it tells you to do. You'll get the prompt and everything, and it'll patch New Vegas so it can use 4 GB of RAM instead of 2. And finally, you're gonna go to Documents, My Games, Fallout New Vegas, and you're gonna drag this ini right here and replace the default one. I actually dragged it. I forgot. Since this is my list, I actually I should have copied and pasted it there instead. Uh yeah, alright. Fuck, which one was it? Uh well, it was one of these. Anyways, after that, we're gonna actually use the organizer now. You're gonna switch this to NVSE. You're gonna add it to your desktop as a shortcut for just for ease of access. You don't have to. It's totally optional, but it's a nice thing to do. So you can launch it because you cannot launch it from Steam. You have to launch it from NVSE. So you'll either have to open Mod Organizer 2 every time or launch it from the shortcut. Alright, now remember, Control M will allow you to install mods. So go to your desktop, and then we're going to be doing main requirements. So I'm going to quickly press rename, Control C, close it, then create a separator and name it main requirements. Now we're going to Control M, and literally it's as simple as this. You go top to bottom, alphabetical order. If there is if there's a folder first, you'll do it top to bottom in the folder, then you'll go outside of the folder and work your way down. And that's what I'm gonna be doing and I will explain because certain mods like uh God the just certain mods are gonna need you to do certain settings that and I'll explain which ones to click. So you don't really need the video portion. You can probably listen to the audio or or watch it on double speed, I'd suggest. Or just skip to any points that would, like during your setup, just skip ahead to when I'm installing the mod that you have questions about. Alright. Also, every time you do the new category, create a new separator. And when you do it, you're gonna have to scroll all the way to the bottom, like right click under overwrite, and then create the separator. This is just a good way to keep it organized. Again, check the description and comments because there will be stuff I forget to explain. If I miss any mods, that's definitely an accident. I'm trying to install them all because all of the ones here are necessary, except when you get to the LODs, do not install any of these from this folder. These are only for use of generating LODs. If you ever add mods that add like locations, you'll have to generate a new LOD thing. Or I mean it's optional, but it's suggested. It depends on if you want to take the time to do it or not. It's a little time consuming. So yeah. But do not install these unless you're generating LOD. And once you're done generating it, uninstall the ones in this folder. Okay. Okay. Let's do tweaks. Overseer. All right, it's these kinds of things that you'll have to do for certain mods, and this one, you're gonna press the left side for installing it. I don't know why it doesn't fully appear. This is a button. Okay. Uh, If you hear me talk over like something, it's because there's people in the house right now, and I'm trying not to get it picked up on the mic. All right, now down here, gotta right click, create separator, fixes. Also, I would suggest not adding your own mods unless you know unless you know like a mod that you really like and really want to add it, then feel free. I mean, I cannot stop you. But all I know is these mods mostly work fine. There's some mods I have to remove or have to fix, but mostly everything works pretty well, surprisingly. Certain things I'm still working on, but that's why this is the pre-release because this is I guess this is more of a beta or like early access kind of deal for the list because I have no idea when I'm gonna fix everything. So I thought I'd let people try it out because wanted to bring this game to I wanted to turn it into like a modern day game. So some props to some modders like Hit and B42, whoever did the B42, like and Hitman, great modders. And yeah. And also Mutant Mods, a great channel for I got a lot of these mod suggestions from. He does really good in-depth videos. Some of the mods he had I want to include, but couldn't due to some conflicts and whatnot with other mods. Shit. All right. Well, I forgot to do this one in order. So, oh yeah, for this, fully up. Do not do the World of Pain patch. And since I did it out of order, I'm just gonna drag it up one. There we are. Gonna do the plugin for this. This right here is a kind of like a remake of the original intro for the game. Uh, but adds some stuff from like trailers and teasers that do in fact, well, I'd consider it a better version of the intro. Just in case you ever want to remove it, that's where it is. Alright, for this, you're going to do anniversary animations and the gun overhauls. Next, make sure you have Classic Fallout Weapons Remastered as a patch. For landscape texture improvements, you're going to want the Yup patch. And yep, that's it for that one. Alright, compatibility skeleton. Just add the mod organizer as the support files. Alright, performance for the people. Press on 1 for the ESM. You're gonna want alright, just do the all-in-one. Um, you're gonna want enable transparency for the Protectron domes. It's a neat thing. Alright, next one is the big mods. This is a small category, and it should not take a while for this one. Alright, for goodies, you're gonna want extra goodies and better brotherhood and functional post-game ending patches. Titans of the New West. You're gonna want the Titans of Steel and Jam Just Assorted Mods patch. Alright, that's the end of that. Now we're on to UI. Now something I might have to change later on uh, is just gonna have to do with the Pip-Boy fonts, but that's for later. Alright. Alright, for this, select none of the above for a clean loading roulette wheel. Just for that one. Alright, for Vanilla UI Plus, I want the classic Pip-Boy font and WASD compatible. Alright, now we are on to the cut content. This is also a small category, but restores some stuff cut out of New Vegas. Alright, for this, you just gotta ignore the missing data, then right click on it and ignore missing data again. You're gonna have to do that for a few different mods. Alright, that's the end of that one. Now, oh shit. Now we're on to quests and stuff. Alright, this one you're gonna have to ignore the missing data. Alright, that's the end of quests and stuff, and now it's for time for next nice extras, and then we're done with part A. And I may as well explain the nice extras, because they are stuff I chose to include. Like, they're just nice little things that I thought would make people happy. Uh, first, uh, first of all, uh, some of these I just won't explain because I forgot. But this one adds the super mutant suiciders from Fallout 4. This one just increases the uh polygon count of the sweet roll. And a few of these just fix some delay DLC stuff because with the DLCs you get given a bunch of stuff at the beginning, which is kind of OP. So instead it just like throws the items around the world pretty much so you can find them. And yeah. Oh, and the character preset menu allows you to save your character's appearance. Yeah, I would look up the mod on Nexus so you can get more instructions on how to do that. All right, Discord rich presence, you're also gonna ignore and then go and ignore missing data. Yes, you did put it in manually, but I'm not sure if it also needs to be here. So that's why I'm also adding it here. All right, that's part A done. Now to part B, it's combat improvements. We are halfway there, everyone. And if you think this is taking a while, well, I already did this like 4 times in the past week, so you guys can suck it up. All right. Oh, bullet penetrate and ricochet allows different like calibers of bullets to in fact go through walls and stuff. Oh, and for the tracers, bullets and pellets. And yeah, but the penetrate and ricochet and so they can also ricochet off of stuff, which is really cool. Just wanted to throw that out there. Oh, for cookable grenades, I'm pretty sure you should like bind it to G or something. I don't remember I might have forgot to do that, or maybe there's no option to, and you'll just have to figure out which key binding that is to do grenades. At least I think there's a binding for it. Might be in the just mods in the mod configuration menu. I'd check around there. What the hell? Oh, I accidentally included a shortcut here. Hmm. Alright, just do the vanilla fit. Wait, yeah, just the vanilla. Alright, next we are on to the classic mods, a folder that I absolutely love. Uh, Now it's technically optional, but some of the other mods around reference stuff, so it could cause some conflicts and glitches if you don't. So that's up to you. But it's adds stuff from the classic Fallout series, or classic Fallout games like 1 and 2, and a few from like Tactics and Brotherhood, maybe. But yeah, it's definitely like a suggested thing by me because though it is awesome, especially if you ever play them, then it'll just feel like these fit in New Vegas. What the hell? Oh, okay, no, I'm dumb. Okay. No, I need priority from top to bottom. There we are. Sorry about that. Alright, classic creature restyle pack. Do Fallout New Vegas. And do all of these except the mole rat. Because it's an ugly ass retexture. And then for the rest of these, you're going to select all of these options. Alright, we're done with classic. Now the weapon overhauls. We are almost done. Alright, you're gonna do all DLC emerged. All DLC merged and the pop merged. Alright, now we're on to immersion. Did I really? Wow, that's what Further is smaller than I remember. Forgot how small that one was. Alright, immersion. This is probably gonna take the longest out of all of them. That's for the holsters. That on the back actually like makes them have weight. Uh, Alright, they're gonna do the ESP list for the smoke for smokers. Alright, for this you're gonna do diagonal movement patch. Yep, patch. Uh, you're gonna want outside bets patch and uncut wasteland extra collection patch, and then the outside bets. And for these ones, you're just gonna do English for all of them. If it ever asks like for language set ones, you're gonna do just the English settings. Windows of the Mojave patch and EXRB and the config file because it's nice to have those. Alright, you're gonna do reduced new NPC amount preset for Lively Gourmand. You don't have to, but like you could have. Or you can for the for the Gourmand one. Just for some extra frames. The strip probably is the laggy, has the most frame drops, I'll say. Ah, damn it. Rename this to Sound Extender. Wait, why the hell is this? This has the what? The hell is it? Even is this? I have no idea. I'll fix that then. Also, if any modders want me to take their mods out of this, just try to contact me and I will. Alright, I think that's the end of the immersion one. Now on to scenery and visuals. Actually, we're not gonna do the doctor's house stuff. Alright, for the character overhaul, you're just gonna next, install. Alright, all 5 DLCs, install. There is some FPS drop with general lighting overhaul, but not enough to warrant not using it, really. Uh, because of everything else I've done to make the game run well, it's not really that bad, so I would still use it. Unless you have a crap PC, then don't. And then you would also disable Lumen if you have a crap PC. Alright, this one you're gonna ignore the missing data again. Now this is the texture pack that I combined a different bunch of different texture packs to make. Alright, you're gonna want the goodies and the FNV edit one patches. Ah. Alright, that's the end of that one. Now, time for the optional ones. You know, if I can actually get in the right spot. Alright, there we are. I will not be doing save and reworked because that means you have to be like sleeping to save, I'm pretty sure. It's a weird mod, so it's good if you're doing like a hardcore, like really want to push yourself hard. But otherwise, don't do it. Sit to wait just makes it where you have to be sitting in order to use the wait option. Sleep, wait, hardcore needs. I'm pretty sure like means you have to sleep in hardcore mode, or else you get some debuffs. And death and reload consequences takes away some caps, and if you die, or like in money if you die, and or reload saves to stop you from save scumming and to give you some consequences if you die. I love using that one. So I'll just be using these three. I'm not using the saving reworked. Alright, next we're on to the LOD. And I'm just going to be using the next separator for the last two. Alright, and here I'm do objects for this one. Because the names won't add objects unless you add a space and then tab. And then this one, see? Then you press space, and then tab, and then OK. Alright, now you select all mods, and oh wow. All mods, enable all, yes. Now, now you enable all plugins, yes. Now you just refresh real quick, and then in the plugins, find any that have issues and disable them. It just means they're not needed. If you don't disable them, the game won't work. And there we are. In the launch from NVSE. And it should work like a charm. And I will eventually make a Tale of Two Wastelands version for this mod pack because Tale of Two Wastelands is just awesome. And it's great. Alright. We have a save state. So we're gonna go to settings, twigs. kerning animation. It's gonna want you to restart the game. And also gonna want you to restart the game again because some of the mods have to activate. And yeah, now you're good to go. I hope you enjoyed the setup process. I've done it like 4 times. Recorded it once before, and I decided to do this instead because the last recording didn't go well. I made a lot of mistakes, and it just was a little confusing. So hope you enjoyed it. This is the unedited version. If I do an edited version, then I do. If I don't, I don't. This is about, God, maybe a year's worth of work, plus 20 plus hours of testing and configuring the mod list. It was hours and hours to do this. Like maybe even 30 hours, 40. I'm just saying 20 plus because I'm not good at telling time. Anyway, thank you for watching.